My dear friends, let's give some tzedakah. So we have on this very special day tefillah, tzedakah, and Torah. And the reason why I'm saying a very special day is because today is the Siyum HaRambam, the conclusion of the study of, as you see here behind me, all these books of Rambam, and with the commentary of the Rebbe next to it. The cycle of daily study of Rambam, which the Rebbe started in 1984, launched that every person should learn every day 3 chapters or 1 chapter or Sefer HaMitzvah corresponding to the 3 chapters. In this way, we can learn the entire Torah. We can conclude and have familiarity or knowledge, depending on the level, with the entire Torah. Because in the Yad HaChazaka, everything is included. The entire Torah is included in there. So today we're concluding the 43rd time of the cycle, starting the 44th, which, by the way, is a great day to make a commitment to start learning the Rambam. But I want to give you an interesting observation. The Rambam is also known for the 13 principles of faith, the Shloisha Asa Ikrim, which we say in the Yigdal, Ani Mamin, famous song, Ani Mamin B'Emunah Shlema B'Vias HaMashiach, the famous 13 principles of faith. When we look at those 13 principles, the first 6 are basically talking about belief in God. As God is the existence of God as creator, the absoluteness of God, that God is non-corporeal, He's eternal, and the imperative of worshiping God and only God. Then we start the belief in prophecy, that God communicates with man through prophecy, and then obviously brings in Moshe Rabbeinu, Moses, the belief in Moses as the ultimate prophet and the one who is our teacher of what? Of Torah. So he brings in the belief in Torah. The Torah is the divine origin of Torah. Then he talks about the belief in God's providence. Finally concluding the last 2. I'm sorry, I skipped one, the 11th, of retribution, reward and retribution. Finally, the last 2 is about Mashiach, the coming of Mashiach and the resurrection of death. So he starts with the belief in God, and he concludes the last ones with the belief in the coming of Mashiach and Triyas HaMesim, which follows the coming of Mashiach. When we look in the Rambam, in the Mishneh Torah, as I just pointed out, all these 5 books, the first one, which is Sefer HaMitzvah V'Hamada, knowledge, the last one, which is Mishpatim Shoftim. So the beginning starts with belief in God. And he says the following words: Yesoida Yesoides V'Amuda Chochmas, the foundation of all foundations, and the pillar of wisdom is to know that there is a primary being who brought into being all existence. In other words, the belief in God as the creator. Then he goes through the entire Torah, all the laws, every aspect of life, including even those that are not applicable today, that are only applicable time of the Beis HaMikdash, when Jews are in Israel, everything is in there. But then what does he conclude with? With the laws of kings and Mashiach. And the very last words of it is, U'ba'isa Azman, and at that time there will be no famine, no war, no hunger, no competition. It will be a time of goodness, and good will flow in abundance. And he concludes the following: it will be a time when we sages, when we'll all be very knowledgeable, and the entire universe will be filled with knowledge. The pasuk that he quotes from Isaiah, because the world will be filled with the knowledge of God as the waters cover the ocean bed. It's interesting. He starts the entire magnum opus, a huge work, belief in God. And he concludes with the belief, the coming of Mashiach. Similar, not similar, exactly the way he does the 13 principles of faith. And the reason is as follows. Because obviously the beginning of everything is Bereshis Bara Elokim. God created heaven and earth. The beginning, the belief in God. With no belief, without belief, where are we going? But we have to understand that the belief in the Creator of God has a purpose. Why did God create the world? He created for the final. And the final is what? The imminent coming of Mashiach. So everything that we are learning in between all this is part of the process to bring about the final and, God willing, today, the imminent redemption.